Good afternoon. My name is Vivian Yip, and I have a very special guest today. This is Tina Mong from CORT Furniture, and we are going to talk about inexpensive ways to furnish your midterm rental today. So, Tina, why don't you introduce yourself and give us a background of who you are and what you do for CORT Furniture?
Having me. My name is Tina Mong, as you mentioned. I have been with Court for 11 years. I started up in Minneapolis. I've worked in the Oklahoma City district and then most recently in Dallas for the last 5 or 6 years. So I have seen a wide variety of things with Court. I've seen anything from the retail side over to the rental. So I love working with Court, and I currently oversee Texas. So I have Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Austin. And we do have places nationwide and we can help out anywhere, but I oversee the Texas markets.
I'm so excited to have found you guys. I've used CORT Furniture in the past for staging a property that I owned in Illinois before I relocated to Austin. So I do have a little bit of experience using CORT Furniture, but I was really trying to find a way for people to enter the midterm rental space without a lot of barriers because, most people that spend money on furniture will end up spending 20 to 30 to even $50,000 depending on how large the property is or what kind of furniture they put in there. And I thought, what if there was a way for someone to rent furniture? And that had me thinking, like, why not talk to court and see what they can do for us? You don't have to be a Hestia member to take advantage of the court furniture program that we've developed. Anyone can use this program as long as they mention the Hestia name. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yeah, we can help out anybody. We do have a great partnership with Hestia, and I would definitely take advantage of those perks. But yes, we can help out anybody with the short term, mid-term, long-term needs.
Yeah, and just for the record, there's not I'm not making any money off of this. It's just really a program for us to help other people enter the midterm rental space. So with that said, I would love to. Oh, actually, I wanted to go back. I did go into Court Furniture about a month ago, and that was really fun because it was interesting to see all your warehouse, all your sanitation techniques, what you guys do with your mattresses, and how you handle all the return furniture and how you exit the furniture and pick stuff out. And the fun part for me, of course, was it was like window shopping. I got to go around and pick all the pieces that I thought would be great pieces for a Hestia home. And why don't you maybe talk about that? I can pull up some of the furniture pieces and maybe we can talk about the selections that we've chosen.
Perfect. Yeah. While you're pulling that up, Court thankfully is backed by Warren Buffett. We're a Berkshire Hathaway company. So we have the availability to really have a wide depth of furniture. So when we sat down together and kind of looked at the Hestia brand and what you would recommend for that midterm, we were able to really narrow it down and find the pieces that would really make sense for the midterm rental.
Okay, we should be on the right page now.
Now I can say yes.
Perfect. All right. So this is a national furniture rental program. So pretty much anywhere in the US, you can deliver the court product, correct?
Yes, I love that. Court is nationwide. We have several locations almost in every state. It's very rare that we have a spot that does not have a court connection that you can reach for delivery. So we do buy furniture in a nice wide variety, but if we buy it nationwide, so no matter where you're going, it may vary a tiny little bit based on, current inventory, but we buy the same packages, we buy the same levels of furniture. So with the same sofa you see in Dallas very much could be the same sofa that you see in Chicago.
Yeah. And I thought this was really great working with you guys because you don't just provide the furniture, but you can actually curate and put the room together for us, right?
Yeah, the one thing that kind of really sets us apart from just kind of a normal furniture provider is we most of the time have somebody that is local. Whether we need to take a look at your listing online, go walk the space, we are very versed in what works best on not only showing a place, but also living it in the place because we do anything from, staging to corporate rentals that have somebody staying in there for a year. So we want to understand your business and what makes sense for your needs need. Maybe it's to best show off a living room that's a little bit hard to stage, or maybe we really need to have a good picture that's showing online to advertise the space. But we also need furniture that is going to be comfortable, fit the space, user friendly. You can move in and just feel like you're at home. So our team is very, very well versed. We can definitely help out with anything. We've seen it all. We've seen like a triangle bedroom and we've made it work. And not only do we make it work, we make it look fabulous. So we can definitely help out with that, whatever you need.
Yeah, I think this service that you provide is so important. I have, 6 of my own furnished rentals, and then of course I have my property management company, and now I have a designer on that team. But I can
Yeah.
tell you, probably the first 2 properties, I've made a ton of mistakes where you order something online and maybe it's a nightstand and it's way smaller than you expected it to be. Now it looks awkward, but you've already assembled it, and then now you're like, well, how do I return it? So I like that your company helps us prevent the mistakes.
Absolutely. And mistakes do happen. Let's say you're just gung ho. I really want that sectional. And we're like, I don't know if you really want to put it in there. It's going to be a little cramped. And you're just gung ho. We want to get that in there. We want to make sure that you're happy. And the really nice thing about rental is that it is flexible. So if you get that sectional in there and you're like, you're right, I should have done 2 sofas and 2 chairs or something to open up the space for a better walkway. We can definitely switch it out, and we're going to keep working until it's the exact furniture that works best for you. Same thing if needs change. So if you have a client in there that needs maybe 2 twin beds in 1 bedroom, and then they switch it out, and your next client maybe needs a king bedroom, we can switch it out very easily.
Well, that's good to know because I actually have an insurance request right now where they turned down my property initially because I only had a queen bed. And I told them I would be happy to switch that out for them. And then they signed the contract. So it's all about agility in this business as well. How agile can you be? How flexible you can be to cater to who your clients are.
Absolutely. And that's our world. We live in the flexible, temporary, we've seen it all. We've seen, very fast turnaround needs. We've seen bulk needs where you need maybe 5 to 10 or more units. We've seen anything from royalty coming in to pro athletes to students. So we are very well versed in being able to be very flexible and meet the needs of the client.
Perfect. And one last question is, how long has Court Furniture been in business now?
Good question. We've been in business over 50 years. We just celebrated last year. So 50 years is not an easy feat. We've seen competitors kind of come and go. We've stayed strong. We're nationwide. We're actually global. We have our hands kind of in every different pocket within the multifamily, short-term, long-term rental. And I think it would surprise a lot of people when you really dig in and learn a little bit more about Court, just how wide we reach. It's definitely something that unless you are familiar with Court or you've had the need for temporary furniture, you're just not aware of it. It's not like a Target that you're going to every single day.
Right.
So having a solution that does have a very reputable name like Court is very important because we are putting our money in and we're investing in our careers and our programs, and we want to make sure that in 6 months or a year that company's still going to be solid. They're still going to have the same inventory. They're still going to have the teams and the backing. And like Vivian, you said that you went to the warehouse. I'm sure it was kind of eye-opening because it usually is when people come tour just how massive our warehouse, our trucks, our teams. We have such a big group and a big network across the country that we can really come up with anything that comes our way.
I'll tell you, I have a background in operations and I used to work in warehouses at Apple. So I have a really good understanding of how the top businesses work when it comes to warehousing and inventory control. I was very, very impressed with Court Furniture.
Thank you. Thank you.
So one thing I wanted to point out as to why this program is important for midterm rentals is that I want you to, or our audience, to be prepared to say yes when an opportunity comes. Maybe there's an insurance housing request somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but you want to help that family. You want to help that family that's been displaced from their home, and there's nothing in the area, but somehow you contact a landlord And that landlord that does normally long-term rental is willing to rent you this place for 6 months or 8 months or whatever, and there's no furniture. So now you have a way to do it to furnish the property without having to handle the selling of the furniture at the very end. And you have a way to quickly furnish it without rolling up your sleeves too much. So from what I understand, you guys can furnish basically any property in about 48 hours.
Mhm. Yeah, I would say that's probably our average, and by the time you get that application and it's going through, we can already have that furniture picked out, signed, and going out for delivery usually within 48 hours. I've even seen it sooner than that. Don't quote me on that, but sometimes it is available. If you're like, hey, I have a panic need, let us know. But typically our turnaround is about 48 hours, very fast. We have, like you said, the warehouse, we have the furniture on hand. We
Yep.
have everything ready to go locally. We don't have to go source it. We already have our entire warehouse full of that furniture, whether that's Austin, Dallas, wherever it may be. We have those locations that are ready to go.
Yeah, and this just makes it really easy for you to execute saying yes. So let's get started. Let's take a look at the stuff that we put together as a team. And I'm excited to show you. So just really quickly, there are 3 different levels of furniture with CORT. And this is a mishmash of all 3. But we've kind of pre-selected it, and then Tina and her team will put the furniture selections together for you. All right, so let's take a look. I'll let you talk through them and maybe what your favorite parts of these different collections are.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Why did this? There we go.
Perfect. So yes, as you mentioned, we went through and we hand selected with Vivian and her team the pieces that we would recommend for your midterm rental. So these pieces are ones that are, our luxury pieces. They're really going to have that high-end look. They truly are high-end pieces. We don't just buy something off the shelf. We actually go to manufacturers and we have these products created specifically for us. And so our standards are a little bit higher on our product than they would be just, a regular, you go down the road and buy a sofa or a chair. So when you have these products out there, they're going to be very high quality. The fabrics are going to be fantastic. The quality is going to be through the roof. So you don't have to worry about, the wear and tear, because we expect people to live on this furniture. So yeah, it's interesting. I always get that question of, well, what if it's worn, or what if, we scratch something? We're like, great, that means you lived in it. That means you had people in there and using the furniture. And we'll talk about what we do with the furniture afterwards, because that'll also help you out. But so these pieces specifically are ones that are not going to be they're not going to fill up your space where it looks just, overcrowded, but it's not going to look sparse. So these pieces are nice mid-level. They're nice neutral colors, little pops of the earthy green tones. I would say a kick of the mid-century modern with kind of like the woods with the tapered legs, which is very, very in right now, but it also stands the time. So all these pieces are ones that you can mix and match, and you really cannot go wrong. If you pick one of these sofas, one of these chairs, and one of these rugs, it's gonna look fantastic. And the really nice thing is that you don't have to do it on your own. We do have our team that as soon as you are ready to rent some furniture from us, they pulled this exact slide up and they go through this with you and help you pick it out. So, no matter what your space looks like, send us the pictures, send us the floor plan, and from there we can help pick out one of these pieces and put them all together to make a seamless look, so that not only your living room looks beautiful, but it also coordinates with your bedroom, and you really have that really nice cohesive look when you're advertising, photos or listings. A lot of these pieces are just they're unique. They're not exactly what you would think of for furniture rental. I know when I started back 11 years ago, I actually came from the design world. I was doing residential interior design, and the court came up, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go interview with Court. It's a furniture rental place. I didn't know anything about them, and I showed up, and I was like, this is fantastic. I came from the design world. I know that that's the Barcelona chair. I know that that's the tulip chair. I'm like, this is fantastic stuff. It's not at all what you picture for furniture rental.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say
yeah.
in 2014, when I first rented Court Furniture, I went through the basics of the basics, and the stuff then was really corporate furniture looking, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
when I walked into Court this time around, I was like really impressed with how they've really curated some modern pieces that fit today's taste, and I was really, really happy to see that. I do want to point out that this is not prescriptive at all for Hestia. It's just a guideline. So, like for instance, we don't have a larger couch on here, like an L-shaped couch or anything like that. I think we didn't have anything to choose from at the moment. Maybe that's changed since we last met, but there's way more pieces than this.
Mhm.
I just picked the ones that seem to pop out at me.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So we actually have a whole team that is dedicated to product development. So they are working with manufacturers, designers, and they're picking items out, usually 18 months to 2 years ahead of when we're actually seeing them. So they're ahead of the trends, and they're already forecasting what is going to be coming in. And we're sourcing those, and then those are coming into our districts. So our product is always changing, it is always evolving. And so you may see in next month, maybe we have some more furniture that we're able to share with you. And
Yeah.
our team is able to, they're very well versed with the product. So if, for example, like you were saying, I need a bigger sofa to really fill up this big room, just let us know. We can go through and pick it out for you. And that's the really nice thing, is it's forever changing, and we can always we're listening to the needs of the market. So for example, when dining room was very, very prevalent, we were very heavy in dining rooms, and now you can see that we're kind of really pared down. We're more of like the more the breakfast nook, or like a little kind of corner dining room, and not as many people are doing like the full dining tables. So we're maybe more investing into some of the counter stools or the bar stools, and kind of seeing a little bit more of like the in-home office. And we're really investing into what is the work from home world. So as the trends are changing, we are changing, and we can definitely help advise you and pick out pieces that fit best with that.
Yeah, in this particular screen, I love this bar cabinet you have on the lower right-hand side. It's really cute. I've seen it in person, and I just love the unique look on it. It's earthy and modern. So, and there's also art pieces to go with the space, which I really like because it's, pretty abstract in most cases, and fun and creative. And
Mhm.
then in the bedroom space, you have these really nice, big luxury looking beds, and also the chests to go with them. So I always tell people, make sure you have nightstands on both sides of the beds when you do midterm rentals. People are staying for months at a time. 8 million people in America use a CPAP machine. So they want a nightstand to put it on, including myself, including myself. I'm not afraid to admit that. So that's kind of what it looks like. But the thing that people forget about is how much time it takes to set a property up. I've
Mhm.
done it multiple times, and I think it probably takes me 2 weeks. That's between curating the furniture, buying it, assembling it, which is the part that I hate the most. That
Mhm.
takes so much of your time, getting rid of the trash, getting rid of all the little styrofoam pieces that are laying around from the packaging, right? It's just all these little things. People forget that time is a commodity that we really shouldn't take for granted. So what could you be doing if someone else was doing the setup for you? And yeah, there's a cost to it, but so is your time.
Mhm. Yeah, and
So
that's a really good point too, with the service side of it. So not only are we offering a product, but we really are offering a service. So not only picking out the pieces, but getting it into your place and setting it up, knowing that the team that is setting it up is already background checked, that they're up to the court standards. They know that we need to clean it. They know after we deliver it, obviously it's clean. But after it's delivered, we need to make sure that we wipe it down, make sure that it's in presentable state. So our teams know kind of how to work off of a floor plan. If we're saying we want this exact piece to go over here, they're very well versed with it. But then also at the same time, when you're ready for that sucker to be gone, it's gone. Our team comes and picks it up and it's out of there and you're free and clear.
Yeah, that's really, really, I mean, I'm also a background in operations and supply chain. So when I see these kind of efficiency ways that they've implemented efficiency, I'm always impressed. So I'm sure people are wondering like, oh man, how much is this going to cost? It's actually more affordable than you think. So is it okay if I share with you or share the screen with the pricing?
Absolutely.
Okay, and this is regional pricing and this is 2023. I'm still waiting for a copy of 2024, but I'll let you kind of talk through what these numbers mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So as she mentioned, these are the packages that we have set. And this, for example, is in Austin. So we can definitely get you pricing based on regional because, it does vary. Apartments in Chicago are not going to be the same as apartments in San Antonio. Same thing with the furniture. So this is a package that, for example, in Austin would be what we would send to you when you're ready to rent the furniture. So within this package, you can see there's anything from standard, mid-grade, and high-end furniture. Because we have that flexibility, you can actually pick which level that you would prefer. So you would say, I want a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom. That's your monthly rental right there. That is going to be for all of the pieces that are included in the package, which are listed right below this. So the living room, it would be your sofa, chair, coffee table, end table, lamp, wall art, TV stand, pretty much everything you need to have a walk into a living room and it's nice and filled up. Dining room, you can either do the dining table and chairs or the bar stools, as well as some artwork to really kind of fill up that space, make it look nice and finished. The bedroom, it does include a bed, a dresser, a mirror, nightstand, lamp, wall art. So that's going to be everything that you need for a bedroom. We can always add a nightstand if you need an extra nightstand. Same thing, you can always upgrade to a king if you need a king. And then every additional bedroom is also going to include the same items. We just switch it out to a chest of drawers instead of a dresser, just because it's a little bit smaller. But if you have a preference on either one, we can definitely work with you on that.
Just from my own perspective, I always recommend at least 1 king bed.
Same. I always prefer recommending, and you'd be surprised when a king can really fit into a bedroom. A lot of times a room will look bigger after you do put a king in there, which shocks a lot of people. But if you have the dimensions of your room, our team can very quickly tell you whether they would recommend doing a king in there, 1 nightstand or 2 nightstands.
Yeah. And you said 3 bedrooms include dining table and 6 chairs.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
And then for the additional items, this is going to be very key for your midterm rentals, housewares. So that is going to be everything from your kitchen, your bedding, your bathroom items. So this is what makes it kind of that corporate style, move in ready, turnkey. They can show up with their suitcase and they can live comfortably. So we can have their linens in there. We provide 2 sets of linen so that they can launder. It has their bedding, the pillows. The bathroom has all of their towels, their even their the mat in front of the vanity. It has the vacuum, ironing board, cleaning package. The kitchen has all of our kitchen essentials, so pots, pans, plates, all the stuff that you would normally have to go to Target or Walmart and just stock up on, which I've worked with several people that are doing short-term, midterm rentals, and that's kind of their nightmare. That's their nemesis of trying to go source these items all the time. So just having this all set up and along with the service as well, we do set up all of those items. We will make the bed, we will put it in the cabinets, we will unwrap everything so that when your client shows up, it's ready to go. You literally don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
The additional items you can add, this is just a few of the common ones. I strongly encourage you to take a look at our website and even pick your brain of your client of what's important to them. Are they looking to work from home? Do they maybe have kids and they want to have like a little play area? Do they want to maybe have two twins because they're bringing in a construction crew? Or maybe they want a king in both bedrooms because it's going to be two couples. I always really ask, um, advise your client, ask the client because they don't know that this is an option if they've never done it before.
Yeah, and
Um,
you make a really good point. I'm currently quoting 8 houses right now for a corporate client. And they wanted single family homes, but because most of our properties are owned by, they act as like regular midterm rentals, so there's queen beds in every room, but they're trying to fit twin beds in every room. And of course, the host that I'm working with, he wants to be able to take on this contract because it's a very high dollar value contract, but it takes him the time to change all the beds out. I should let him know that court can just do that on a dime for him at a much more affordable cost than his own labor and whatnot. And he's in Columbus, right? So,
Mhm.
what was I going to say here? What I like, or I think is important for people to know, is that yes, Hestia, our company, we do a lot of insurance housing request matches. But more importantly, is that we're breaking into more and more corporate relocation supply chains, and they have a very specific standard when it comes to corporate housing. We're talking matching plates, matching linens. They want what's called like the Hilton standard.
Mhm.
And you can't offer your midterm rental with your pretty quilts that have lots of decorations on them. You can't have your what do you call it? The festival plates where they're all different colors.
Yeah, Fiesta. Yep.
The Fiesta plates. There's a very specific standard in this corporate housing space that we have to adhere to in order to break into those places. So, that's definitely something people need to know about is that yes, the insurance housing space, they don't care so much about that. But if you want to become part of that, open the other door to corporate relocations, which, is a huge business,
Mhm.
then you have to go to that standard, and court knows exactly what that standard is after 50 years in business.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Yeah, I think the Airbnb world has kind of made that a standard of that's what people expect. And I think that the midterm rental especially is a client is coming in and they're not just coming in and then leaving right away. They're staying there. They want to know that it's comfortable. It's what they're going to be able to really settle into for a while. So that's a really, really good point.
So anything else you want to add to this? Like how do they reach out to you, Tina?
Great question. So I will give you a email address. It's www.court.com/referral. And you just put your information in and click submit. And that comes right to our team. And we know that you're working with Hestia. If you're working with Hestia, or even if you're not, we can help you out. And that's just requesting our team to give you a call. And they have this information as soon as they're calling you, and they can work you through on how to best pick out these pieces for you. The other option is you can give us a call or email, and I can give you our contact information. But we can also send out this pricing to you if you're maybe ordering one here, one there, or it's just a regular program that you want to get up and running. We can actually send you this exact form for our 2024 packages. And this you can actually just go through and hand select. I want a 2-bedroom, I want it high end, I want to add housewares, and I want to have it delivered here. Fill out the delivery date and click submit. And then it actually pulls up your email address and it sends right to our team. They get it, they put the lease together and send it over to you. So it's nice and easy. So pretty much no matter which way you prefer, whether you want to talk on the phone to pick out the pieces, work via email, or even if you're just like, just give me the form, I want to just pick it out and send it in to you, we can work with you on that. So once we know what your preference is, we can get it really easy in your hands on how to order furniture from us.
Yeah, I do love how easy it is because if you look at the high end, I mean, it looks great and it's just simple. It's already pre-selected. If you don't want to put in the brain work to choose things, then you just pick the one package and it's ready to go. But I think there's one more thing we need to talk about really quickly before we end this call is that there are going to be people that want to buy their furniture. So I think you guys have an outlet. Is that right?
We do. So each district, as we're buying our furniture and we are renting it, we want to make sure that our furniture that is in the rental program is going to be up to the standard that court is nationwide. We want it in rental condition. So as soon as that furniture maybe has like a nick on it, or it is maybe we have our new products coming in, then we actually liquidate it in our outlet center, which is a perfect option if you do have the opportunity where you want to invest in purchasing that furniture. So we have locations all over the country. Some of them you can actually go physically walk. Some of them we have all online because maybe they don't have like a physical location for their outlet center. I personally, when I bought my house, I went and bought a bunch of furniture because it is, like I said earlier, the product that we're buying is a whole different standard. It's not just the regular run of the mill, something off the shelf. This product is going to last for a long time and it's going to really hold up. So with the retail side of it, the outlet center, two things I would really keep in mind for the midterm rental is we do have the availability to purchase new depending on the city and kind of the need. So I would put it out there with like a little bit of a asterisk on there. Sometimes we're able to order some stuff brand new. The second option is we can provide furniture that has already been rented. So it has maybe was in a staging or it was in a short-term rental. We steam it, sanitize it, clean it. Vivian sees it. We put it through a whole process of our standards. I mean, it's kind of like one of those when you buy a car and it has like the 50 checkpoints. It's kind of what we do, but on a whole nother level. So you can buy furniture that has already been liquidated, and that is really nice because you can not only get that high-end product that's going to hold up for quite a while, but you get the price of an outlet center. So the product is highly discounted. We're looking at liquidating that furniture so we can buy more of that rental product. So the retail is a very good a cost savings right there.
I'm going to throw out a curveball here for a second. I love that you guys sanitize the furniture. Okay. And I'll tell you, there was either an Instagram reel or a TikTok reel that changed my perspective on buying furniture from Facebook Marketplace forever. Not to say that I still buy furniture from Facebook Marketplace, but I'm more cautious of who I'm buying from and how I check for the furniture. But there was an instance where someone purchased a couch and they picked it up and then they dropped it because it was heavy or whatever. And all of these cockroaches came up underneath it. And I was like, oh no. So the sanitation thing, don't take that for granted, especially commercial grade sanitation, right? So, you know, sometimes you might buy a piece off of the, you know, a used piece and you spend the money to pay for an upholstery cleaning anyways. So that's all done for you. Your time is valuable. I think, you know, CORT Furniture, I'm so grateful for this ability to work with you guys to make this easy for anybody to get into midterm rentals.
Thank you. We love working with you, and we look forward to working with everybody, and we just enjoy what we do, and we cannot thank you enough.
Thank you so much, Tina. It was so great talking to you today.
You too. Thank you so much.